Wrestler hier in der
Okay, liebe Fans, wir haben keinen geringeren als Konnan zu Gast. Den Mann aus Mexiko, den Mann des Ziplocs, des Tequila Sunrise und natürlich dem ehemaligen Gringo Loco. Er sagt, das Spirit Wrestling in Mexiko hat nochmal eine ganz große Phase vor sich. Konnan, somebody's asking, what about your injury? Are you 100% again?
Well, I had a tricep injury, and I'm like 80% from that, and I suffered a concussion, I think in Birmingham, England, and I'm about 80% from that. So I would say in another month, I'll be 100%.
Konnan hat sich in England eine Trizepsverletzung zugezogen und scheinbar auch eine Gehirnerschütterung in England. Momentan ist er vielleicht 80% fit, aber er hofft, in 1-2 Monaten ist die ganze Sache wieder perfekt. Er will wieder zurück sein. Our fans have a couple of questions for you. For instance,
yeah.
Konnan, are you here? Are you actually here? Yes, he is here. Ja,
yes, I'm here. What is that? Is that so they can see me on the internet?
This is on the internet and on Premier World.
Yeah.
On TV and on the internet.
All right.
Well, there are some things which people would like to know. Number one, you've been basically everywhere. You've been to Japan, you've been to Mexico, you've been to Europe, to the United States. What kind of style suits you best?
I would say Lucha Libre from Mexico because it's very quick and it's very exciting. Lucha Libre, L-U-C-H-A. And then the second word is L-I-B-R-E.
Und Lucha mit CH. Also Konnan, er sagt, das Lucha Libre, es liegt ihm am besten, weil die Gegner sind schnell, die Wrestler sind schnell, es passiert viel und man kann es nachvollziehen. But on the other hand, you've been in the United States for quite some time now. Started with this big When Worlds Collide pay-per-view.
Yes.
Then you came to WCW, became US Heavyweight Champion. You've done it all, basically.
Yeah.
One title has always eluded you, the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. Well,
is that in your plans?
Well, you know, like you said, I've been to Canada and to Japan and Venezuela, and I've been all over the world. In Mexico, I was 6 times heavyweight champion. I was 6-time tag team champion. I still hold the all-time gate record there, 58,000 people at Plaza de Toros. In the United States, I still hold the all-time record in Los Angeles, 20,000 people. Nobody's broken that yet. But the one thing that's eluded me is WCW World Heavyweight Championship. As you said, I've had the US Championship. I've had everything, the TV Championship. But it's kind of hard because there's a lot of politics behind that. That's why I really want to go to WWF.
Also Konnan, will den WCW World Heavyweight Title auf alle Fälle gewinnen, hat aber bisher da keinen Erfolg gehabt und überlegt natürlich deswegen auch, ob er sich mal woanders umsieht. Das ist natürlich nur legitim. Konnan, it's well known that you, Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr were the best trio ever in Mexico of the modern era. Comparatively, how do you rate guys like Agilio de Santo or Psicosis? How do they rate? How do they compare to what you did?
Well, I think that I thank you very much because I think Eddie Guerrero is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen in my life, and Art Barr was incredible. And I just think that we were entertaining, we were revolutionary, we were creative. But people like Hijo del Santo, Psicosis, even some of the guys that you see in WCW like Lance Storm, Billy Kidman, if they were to get 3 young guys, you know, as talented as we were, and put them together, I think they could do what we did. But so far, I don't think there's been a trio like us.
Also es hat noch kein Trio gegeben wie die Los Gringos Locos. Eddie Guerrero, einer der besten Wrestler laut Konnan, Art Barr und ihm natürlich. Aber er sagt, es gibt viele gute Wrestler in der WCW, Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio Jr., Psicosis. Und es könnte durchaus sein, dass es nochmal so ein Trio gibt. There's one other thing, you've been basically in main events all over the world. You've wrestled, I think you wrestled Onita once in some kind of tag team match. But what was the best match you think you've ever had? What was the most important match in your career?
I think to me is when it would have to be 2, when I broke the all-time record in Mexico. There's been wrestling in Mexico for 69 years, and I broke the all-time record. That was incredible for me because every sports athlete, every movie star, everybody was there to see me. And when I came to Los Angeles about 5 years ago, being a wrestler from Mexico and broke the all-time record in LA, not Hogan, not The Rock, not Steve Austin, nobody's been able to break that. So it wasn't a match, it was a moment.
Also für Konnan war der wichtigste Moment seiner Karriere die Tatsache, dass er in Los Angeles die alle Rekorde braucht. Kein anderer hat es bisher geschafft, so viele Menschen und so viel Geld in ein Wrestling-Event reinzubringen wie Konnan selbst. Er hält dies für eines seiner wichtigsten Dinge, die er in seiner Karriere geleistet hat. But Konnan, how do you rate your chances of making a lasting impression on every one of the young wrestling fans today? Because you've always been somebody who likes to do charity work, who likes to work with the young people. Where do you see yourself going in maybe 2, 3, 4 years? Are you going to be retired, or do you think you can go for like 10, 15 more years doing what you do?
No, I want to explain something to everybody. You know, 2 years ago when I was very hot in WCW and I was going to record an album, like I said before, a lot of politics held me back. So people have never been able to see me as a true star in WCW like Mexico because, as I said, politics. There's politics in every job. But I think that what you're going to do is see me either go to WWF and become a big star or go back to Mexico and bring wrestling, lucha libre, to Europe. Now I've made a lot of contacts in Europe. I just met a guy from Belgium here. Dieter wanted to bring wrestling to Germany, so I want to bring lucha libre to Europe and bring some European wrestlers in Mexico. That's my dream in the future.
Also Konnan würde sehr gerne das Lucha Libre in Europa etablieren. Er würde sehr gerne nach Deutschland kommen mit seinem Wrestling-Stil. Er ist sehr offen für alles Neue und er will auf alle Fälle was erreichen in seiner Karriere, was er bisher auch schon getan hat. Of all the young guys working for WCW today, who would you say is the one with the most promise? Like Alex Skipper, like maybe Kiwi?
I would definitely have to say probably Jindrak and O'Hare. I'd probably say Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio. Those are the guys who, to me, have an incredible future. And I also think that Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman are two guys that have been also, you know, held back because of politics, because they have more talent than anybody in the company.
One thing a fan would like to know is, how did your wrestling career get started? How did you basically get the idea you wanted to be a professional wrestler?
Well, it happened by accident. I was a boxer, and I was going to go to the United States to the Olympics, and I hurt my shoulder. And then I went to see a wrestling match in Mexico, and I loved it. And I was very lucky. I was an overnight success. I mean, 1 year into the business, I was a big star. So I was very, very, very lucky.
Also Konnan sagt, hatte sehr viel Glück. Er kam mehr durch Zufall zum Wrestling als geplant. Er war eigentlich Boxer, wollte zur Olympiade, hatte sich an der Schulter verletzt, musste deswegen absagen, und so kam es dann, dass er sich fürs Wrestling interessierte. Ich würde sagen, eine sehr gute Karriere. One thing which has always basically puzzled me is your relationship with Vampiro. It's been very heated at times. It's apparently you guys patched things over. What's the current status?
Well, you know, Vampiro was the hottest wrestler in Mexico, and so was I. And you know, he had a rock band, I had a rap band. You know, I did soap operas, I did commercials, I did a rap album, and you know, he was on the cover of all these magazines. I mean, we were just two huge names in Mexico, and I think that maybe there was professional jealousy, you know, and I think a lot of the wrestlers wanted us not to like each other, and we finally talked after about 5 years of not talking, and you know, we patched things up. He's doing good, and good for him, you know, and I really don't have time in my life now. I'm more mature to have anything negative against anybody.
Also Konnan und Vampiro waren erbitterte Gegner, und es gab viele in Mexiko, die sie als Topstars gar nicht so gern als Freunde sahen, und deswegen wurde intrigiert. Aber die beiden vertragen sich inzwischen sehr gut, und er wünscht Vampiro alles Gute für die Zukunft. Konnan, Stormtrooper is asking if there's any chance of WCW ever bringing back Hoovy after what happened in Australia. How do you rate things?
I think that'll be hard, because what he did in Australia, you know, made the company look bad. You know, he's without a doubt, Hoovy's one of the 5 best wrestlers in the world. I just think that he's a victim of politics too. You know, there were Hoovy, J-U-V-I. He's, you know, it's like in our company, if you're a star, you can do whatever you want, get away with whatever you want. But if you're not, you saw what happened to Hoovy, you've seen what happened to me. That's why I say politics, you know. Politics is in every job. Sometimes it's if the boss doesn't like you. Sometimes if you're a family member of somebody, you know, they'll help you out. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like he wasn't a star, so they kicked him out. But he'll be somewhere. He just has too much talent.
Also Hoovy soll laut Konnan einer der 5 besten Wrestler der Welt sein, aber er schätzt die Chancen nicht so gut an, dass Hoovy wieder in die WCW zurückgelassen wird, nach dem, was in Australien passiert ist. Denn damit ließ Hoovy die WCW sehr, sehr schlecht aussehen. Und es ist fraglich, ob die Politik es erlaubt, dass er da wieder zurückkommt. Well, Konnan, it's been a great pleasure for me to have you here. Is there anything you would like to say to German wrestling fans in closing?
Yeah, I would like to say to the German fans that I'm very, very, very happy to be here in Germany. I always wanted to come to Germany since I was a little kid. I've always studied the history of Germany. I've always been a big fan of their history. I really, really want to go to Berlin. I want to go to Munich. I want to go to other places. And I was very surprised at how many people in Germany knew who I was. I was very surprised how many kids spoke English. I really, and I don't say this so that people say, oh, what a nice guy. I've really all my life wanted to come to Germany, and I want to come back. I want to really study more of your culture. I've always been very fascinated, always been very fascinated by Germany.
Okay, Konnan sagt, er liebt Deutschland, er ist gerne hier und er will auf alle Fälle wieder zurückkommen. Konnan, thank you very much for your time. It was a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you're going to be back someday. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. I'll catch you later.
Und damit, liebe Fans, nochmal vielen Dank an Konnan und wir kommen zu etwas ganz Besonderem, denn